Again, Jared Mueller, Dogs by Nature. I know you wrote a number of these, who's in, who's out, and we'll take a look at a couple of them. Let's start with the offensive line. And when you look at it, Froholt signs with Arizona, Hubbard, free agent, Haig, free agent. And then you re-sign Postage, done. And you've got, the draft picks that you've brought in. Wes Martin, Gossett, Jones, Whippler. Depth is what they're looking for. They're looking for depth and it looks like a succession plan as well. Guys that are ready to move in because there's some high-priced starters that you might not be able to afford.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the Browns' offensive line is a first-round draft pick in Jedrick Wills, and everybody else is on some kind of second or third contract of some value. And so one of the reasons we have that series going on is it's important to know who came in, but it's also important to know who they're replacing. And unlike some of the other teams in the division and that the Browns have on their schedule, the Browns didn't lose a ton of players, but brought in some players. So I think that's really interesting and important to note when you kind of look at the in and out. And so even with this, last year Froholt was the Browns kind of extra fullback. He played some guard for them, some center for them, all of that kind of stuff. But it'll be interesting this year. Obviously, you have Whippler coming in. He'll compete with Nick Harris for that backup center role. But then you have the monster of a man. I met Dewad at the combine, and he darkened the room because he blocked out the light. Like, the man is huge. And so just thinking of him coming in as someone to seal the edge or even to have him as a fullback, I think it'll be a really fun offensive line, and it gives them some flexibility. If Jedrick Wills is struggling a little bit, to throw that extra offensive lineman in as opposed to a tight end to just kind of seal an edge at times. Week 6 against Nick Bosa, maybe you need Jones coming in next to Jedrick Wills or wherever Bosa is lined up and just figure it out that way. So from an offensive line perspective, key to bring back Postage. Everything else is really about making sure they have depth. And like you said, they kind of have that long-term plan in place.